Welcome back to my channel, my loves. I feel like I have not uploaded in like 3 weeks, almost 3 weeks, which is really bad. I was just going through some stuff mentally and I just was not able to pick up the camera and film stuff. So yeah, I am back, and today's video is actually going to be something I feel like would be helpful to some of you, a lot of you, or if you know someone who's going through this or deals with this. And I'm going to be talking about dealing with depression and anxiety. Being depressed is a whole lot more than just wanting to be in bed all day. It's a whole lot more than crying. It's a whole lot more than just being sad, because a lot of people have this, you know, it has that stigma where, you know, oh, you're sad all the time, you're depressed, but there's so many different factors to it as well. Literally my heart right now is racing if you were to feel it right now, and it's just because I get so uncomfortable and uneasy talking about stuff that, you know, I go through. Depression can be just the happiest person that you know. It could be the person that seems like they're doing the most. They could be successful. They can be the person who goes out of their way for you whenever you need them. There's so many different ways. It just does not revolve just being in bed all day, sad, in the quiet, and, you know, being quiet all the time. I mean, for a matter of fact, me, people would never ever think that I deal with depression or any of that, because I mean, when you're around me, I don't give off that vibe, nothing, but it's because it's not always the most obvious person, you know? It's like there's people who battle their own things for themselves and they deal with that stuff by themselves. Certain things that I feel inside, and I'm like, I am, you know, I have a loving family. I have an amazing boyfriend. I have amazing friends and opportunities and great things in my life. But that doesn't really mean you have to be happy all the time, or you're not sad, or you're not depressed. It's not something that you can really control too much of, to a certain extent at least. It's more about kind of, I mean, for me, it's like trying to figure out myself and understanding myself, and it's about like, about kind of like who I am, like trying to understand who I am, because I feel like I have all these mixed emotions about stuff, and myself especially, like I don't understand myself, and it makes me sad, and I get confused. I'm confused about myself every day. These certain feelings that I feel, I'm just like, why do I feel these things? Like, am I not normal? And you know, I am normal. There's a lot of people who feel the same thing. It's weird because it's really hard finding that happy place in yourself. And it's really easy to, I mean, when I'm dealing with like being depressed or even just anxiety, I'll talk about that after, because there's like stuff I can tell you guys about with, I don't know, me dealing with anxiety is like, it sucks. You know, anxiety literally can ruin your entire life. It could ruin a full day, one little episode, and it kills your entire day. But I mean, it does help when you distract yourself. I mean, I try to do that. I try to, it's like, if I'm by myself, oh, it's done for. I try to constantly keep my mind going and distracted. Like, if I'm talking to my boyfriend, that helps so much. If I'm around my mom, dad, because they're good vibes, or if I'm around friends, I try to do something. If I'm sitting here and I'm not doing anything, that's when it kills me the most. And same thing with anxiety. Anxiety is really weird. I feel like anxiety is, well, for me, it's such a huge misunderstanding. I don't get it. I don't really understand why certain little things can trigger you. I don't get why it can have it could be something so tiny and you flip out and your heart's racing. You are literally having a panic attack, and you can tell it to someone else why you even reacted that way and the reason, it happened, and they'd be like, are you crazy? Like, just chill out. But the thing is, you can't chill out. So it's you want to chill out really badly, like you wish you could chill out, but it's just not that easy. It's not like you can control it. So when I was younger, from like the ages of whatever, when I was super little, like preschool, kindergarten, whatever, up until like 5th or 6th grade, I was taking medication to help me relax, so I guess like a chill pill or whatever, But I had really bad ADHD, and I'd have these huge outbursts of anger, or I'm sad, or it's really, really weird. I don't know how to explain it to you guys, like huge meltdowns, and I still get them, and it's kind of why I actually have made a doctor's appointment to go talk to someone. I know that my anxiety does not help at all. Like, I'm such a high-strung person, and it drives me crazy. Literally drives me crazy. I freaking will have a meltdown about say I burnt my bagel or something, like in the toaster, and then I'm just like, I'm not even gonna eat anymore, because I remember I was with my boyfriend, and I swear I sound like a lunatic, but it's like certain things I deal with, with ADHD and then with anxiety being involved too. I mean, I know a lot of you can relate. If you have anxiety, it is so annoying, because it's like you can go somewhere and it's just, I feel like this video is gonna be so all over the place, but it's because I'm just freeballing it, and I'm just trying to talk to you guys like a normal person, and because I'm a normal person, you guys are normal people, we're all normal. Anxiety, it's so confusing, but just, it's, you feeling like everyone's talking about you, and you get triggered by these little tiny things that make you flip, and you literally feel like I start shaking when I have anxiety, and I can't even calm myself down. When I have anxiety attacks, I have them at least, I would say at least once or twice a day, every day, and it's about something really stupid. And it sucks too, because you can't really control it, but I've actually read a lot of things about dealing with anxiety too, and sometimes it helps when not only to distract your mind, listen to music or breathe. People always say breathe, whatever. That doesn't really work for me. I need to go outside, walk around, let it like air out of me or something, or actually, like my boyfriend even told me too that working out can help with your anxiety a lot, like a lot, because your diet and all those kind of things can really affect your freaking brain and just how everything works. And I just kind of thought about another thing about depression. It's weird, because you can be depressed, and it's not about, like I said, not you being sad, but it's insane how many different like variety of reasons and stuff, like how a person acts, because you could really have no idea that someone is feeling these things, and you could literally be it could be your friend that is very dependent on other people, but they push them away though. Still, it's like they want all these people around them, and they get close to someone and then they push them away right away, because you know, it's like they don't think that like maybe they're gonna understand them, or because it's I feel like I can't even explain, because sometimes you don't know, and that's the reason. It is what it is, if that makes sense. Like, you don't have a reason for these things that you're feeling. It sucks too, because I feel like, especially with me dealing with being, you know, going through these stages of depression, and they could either be really, really bad, or it's slight and it's there, but I'm okay, you know? And for some reason, I seem to gravitate towards people who are really toxic for me, and toxic situations, and it might not be because of that energy that I'm putting out into the world, but it's just because it's inside of me. And it's really weird to say that, but I don't know if you can relate or understand that, but it's a really weird situation, because I always have toxic people in my life. Always. They always come to me, into my life, and I seem to get close to them, and then I don't get it, because I'm like, I know I'm a good person. I know I have a genuine heart and all these genuine things about me, but then these, you know, I seem to attract all these very, very toxic people. And I don't know if maybe, like, I feel like if even this is relating to being depressed, but being tired all the time and feeling like you're not being productive with yourself in your life. Like, I feel that all the time, and I could be doing so much, but I feel that all the time. And what I mean by being tired, like, it doesn't matter. I could sleep a lot, I can get no sleep, but you still feel the same way either way. But I do know that dealing with anxiety, depression, whatever it is, that I know that it's not always hard. It's not always difficult. And even though you have those days, you know that maybe the next day will be better, or maybe the next day, and you kind of have to understand that about yourself and understand your situation, as in, you know, I'm sad now, but you never know what could happen. It's weird, because I feel like sometimes I can go weeks, months, 4, 5, 6 months of being really, 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 really down, and it's not because anything bad's happening in my life. It just, you know, it is what it is. But then there's whatever, just like for some reason something switches up and I'm good. So you really do kind of have to be your own biggest backbone. Do you get what I mean? Your biggest support, and understand that it's not always going to be like that. And I do know that it does help to talk to people and talk about your feelings, even though you can say some really, really messed up things about certain things you feel towards certain situations. But for you to acknowledge and understand things you're feeling, for some reason it feels really good. Like, I know that I have this issue of, I can get really close to someone, especially intimate-wise, relationship-wise, stuff like that, or people I care about, and I will push them away. But then if I, will talk about it, and it's like I don't mean to do those things, but it's just how I am. But talking about these things with people you care about, or even to go talk to someone who doesn't know you and is in your outer circle, that even helps. It's all about really understanding yourself, or trying to, at least. I am that way, but realizing things over time, especially, like, you could change those little things about you. Because I feel like when you're upset or sad, sometimes the only things that keep you going are the people that are around you. I don't know. I feel like this was such a free ball kind of video. I mean, it's just, you know, I feel like I keep thinking about little things, I mean, that I can add into it, but I'm just trying to talk to you guys like I said, like a normal person, like if I'm talking to a friend or something like that. And, you know, I've noticed too in past, you know, because right now I feel like I'm at a really good state of mind. I have my weak moments, but I've learned to deal with them. But in past times, how I dealt with my depression, I'd hook on to people and I would depend on them, and I would love so hard, but it wasn't because I really loved them. It's because I was projecting these feelings and trying to connect to someone and wanting someone to understand me, and if they were there, I hooked onto them. And it's such a weird, that's so weird, and and I couldn't be alone. And I even did the same thing with friendships. It had nothing to do, I didn't need just a guy, it'd be friendships as well. And then eventually, obviously, they, you know, and we'd end up just parting ways, whatever. Maybe you're feeling certain things, you're not even sure if, you know, that is what it is, but talk to someone. I mean, even research kind of helps you try to understand yourself a little bit more. But I mean, I feel like talking. I mean, if you ever feel like you want to DM me or something like that, because like I feel like I probably didn't even say everything I even wanted to say in this video, because I feel like there's so many things you can say, and there's so many things I feel like my mind is racing right now because I'm nervous. And if you feel like there's stuff you're going through and you're not understanding yourself and you feel like you need to talk or any of that kind of stuff, you can easily DM me. I prefer you to DM me on Instagram though. That's easier for me. But I hope this video, I don't even know what I hope this video did for you. I guess relate to it and know that you're not alone, and you know what, there is people who will understand you, and you just gotta be your biggest encouragement and understand that nothing is forever, and it might not go away, but you can learn how to live with it and deal with it. So I guess give this video a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.